someone was like, oh, you should put all this in like an ebook or like a course. I'm just giving it away for free. So you're going to want to make sure to stay around and stick around, because the stuff that I'm giving away is literally stuff that you have to pay for. You have to go to an esthetician. I've paid thousands of dollars on getting advice from estheticians, which I'm grateful for. But there's a lot of things that I've like left out of that routine. And then there's a lot of things that I've incorporated into it. So number one, so I gained 30 pounds 8 years ago. And I'm really actually grateful. My beautiful mother was like, I could look in the mirror and see the weight gaining myself, but um, she was like, you look like you're getting bigger. And I was like, okay. And my mom like keeps it real with me all the time, and I love it. And so when she said that, I was like, I know that if she's telling me this, other people are noticing too, and they just don't want to say anything. So I went on an insane, and make sure to follow too as you guys are coming in. Make sure to follow, make sure to like the video. Also too, you're going to want to make sure to check out the cart. And also too, if you're on YouTube and you're rewatching this, you're going to want to look down in the description for all the stuff, because I'm dishing all of it. So the first thing that I did when I lost 30 pounds was I went to the sauna 3 to 4 times a week. And if you don't know what the sauna is or you never heard of it, you're going to want to Google and find a sauna near you immediately. They have them at tons of different gyms. And what I would do is I would wear waist trainers. So I needed to get the inflammation out of my stomach. I was severely inflamed in my stomach area. And that's an indicator of when you're really inflamed in your stomach area, it's because you have either a hormonal imbalance, or you have, well, really, and cortisol. So cortisol spikes significantly when you are under a lot of stress. And most of us are, especially if you live in America. There's just a lot that we're always worried about. And it's just kind of like this stressed, depressed culture. Like we're kind of allowed to live in it. Like, oh, I'm stressed out. I'm just stressed out. Oh, my anxiety level. So when you're always affirming that, and then you're eating bad, you're eating a lot of sugar, you're not having drinking a lot of water, staying hydrated, your body just starts to like collect all this stuff. And so a lot of times what you don't know, what a lot of people are not aware of is that, is this even on? This better be on. I hope this is on. So what a lot of people are not even aware of is that also too, can you guys just give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me? Let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can actually hear me, because I have this microphone on. So let me know. Hopefully it's working. So just give me a thumbs up. So I gained 30 pounds, and what I didn't realize is, okay, so if you didn't know this, fat, okay, yes, you can hear me. Okay. So fat is actually toxins. And it's really crazy when you think about it like that. And I feel like if more people actually knew what it was, you'd actually want to get it off your body. So if you're comfortable with having a huge midsection, you're essentially telling yourself and you're telling your body, and I'm not talking about loose skin. That's not what I'm talking about, or like loose skin from like a woman having a child or something like that. I'm talking about just flat out like fat blubber. You're essentially telling your body, I'm okay with toxins being there. And the reason why it starts to accumulate around the stomach is because what's under our stomach muscles, what's under our abs, it's our organs. And so it's our body's way of protecting itself from toxins. So what it does is it's like, okay, this person's eating a ton of sugar, a ton of processed stuff. They're eating candy. They're having ice creams. They're not detoxing. They're not moving their body enough. They're sitting sedentary a lot. And we need to protect it. So it starts to put the tire around your waist. So actually went through that. I was significantly stressed out because of work. And again, most of us are. So it was like catching on me. Also too, I'm going to give you guys a little secret on the youthfulness stuff. I'm going to be 38 in less than 2 months. I'm going to be 38 in less than 2 months. So I know what I'm talking about. Sometimes people are like, oh, well, you look like you're, 27, or you look like you're 28 or 29. Like you're still, I'm still young in the bigger scheme of life for sure. But I know what I'm talking about because I'm going to be 38, and there's some things that I've done really well, and I'm sharing them all with you instead of putting them into an ebook where you have to buy. I'm actually just giving it all away for free. So, this I'm telling you, you need to have, so this is number one. Also to check out the cart for other things. But if you don't, like, I had to go around searching because the other day I did a live on this and it sold out. And so I had to go searching for another seller that is selling these because the reviews are so good on them that people are just buying them up. And men are buying them too, so don't get it twisted. So the reason why this one is so bomb is because it fits around your waist. And again, this is what I did. I wore waist trainers in the sauna, and that's how I was able to lose. One of the tactics that I was able to use, lose my 30 pounds and never gained it back. Okay. And again, you would think, okay, you know, as we continue to spend more years on the planet, as we continue to age, it's harder. The paradigm is that it's harder to lose weight. There's certain things that you just have to do. So you have to start paying attention to, which is like your hormones. You have to start paying attention to your stress levels. You have to start really paying attention to like your sugar intake and things like that. So the reason why these are selling out so much is because people are finding, okay, I'm actually able to adjust it to my body shape, because all of us have a different body shape, body type. And they're sitting in the sauna with these. Like, I live in LA, so I see women all the time with these things on, and they just wrap it around, especially like if you have like underarm situations, like back here, like there's like a huge roll. You can like tuck that, you can tuck that in. But hey, we're trying to get it right. Okay. Also too, I have other stuff that I do for like health and beauty tips. Again, if you want to look 7 to 10 years younger, I'm the girl for you, because I'm on my journey with it. And I feel like because I'm headed to the next decade with a 4 on it, I'm closer to that decade now. And people still think I'm, 7 to 10 years younger. They're, oh, I thought you were 30. I thought you were 29, or I thought you were 28. And no. So, and I love it because it means that there's things that I'm doing right and I want to share them with you. So again, as you put this on, you can like put this down more. A lot of times women, they also too, these are in the cart as well. They're just flattering. Like I have some more that's coming in red, black, another gray. I think it's a little bit lighter or darker gray, but I'm obsessed with these. I have like several pair of this color. They're super thick quality and they just keep everything in. And I think like you see them on Instagram a lot. And boom, there we go. So you see them on Instagram a lot. And I know I've seen some of the comments, people are like, those are so annoying. You see them everywhere, but this is why women love them. So if there's any men watching, this is why women love them. And this is why women actually secretly end up getting them and like loving them, because they just hold everything in. And I'm just showing for purposes of like showing you what it looks like, not for anything else. So I know there's going to be, hopefully there's no, immature comments, but like no one wants to like look like you have a diaper on. Like especially if you're a more like girl built like me, where you have like a smaller upper body and then you're like thicker on the bottom. A lot of those like workout pants that are out there that don't have like a cut, so like how this one has a cut in it, a lot of them, they look like, especially on a body type like mine, it just looks like it's a diaper. Like it just looks like there's no shape. And so a lot of times those girls, like you see like the yoga pant girls and like they're a size 0, they're a size 1. And like it actually does look good on that body, where it's just like a very tiny, small frame. And like there's no cheeks, there's just like this small frame. And like, the leggings go right over it and it's fine. But like when you're built up like I am, it's like, I don't want to walk around looking like I just have like and also too, the reason why I love these. Okay. So number one, when you get these, and again, these are in the cart. If you're on YouTube, click in the description for them. These are selling out fast too. I actually wanted to showcase these a week ago, but none of the sellers on TikTok had them. So I was able to find some. So definitely make sure to get them before they sell out. Oh, whoa. Something about those pants. Oh, wow. Yeah. So, I mean, the thing is like these, and I'm only answering questions about like health, fitness, mindfulness, and like the products that I'm talking about. Um, so these pants, were sold out because everyone's, women are loving them. Women are loving the way that they hug them in the right area. You feel confident when you wear them. And there is like the material is really, really good. So when you wear these, you gotta make sure to like lift these up like this. And you want to make sure that you can't see it, but there's a stitching that's right here. And it kind of guides you on exactly where the shorts need or the pants need to go. And so that's where they need to go is right there. So sometimes like that stitch will be like way down here. That just means you need to pull it up more. And then it needs to fit, like you need to fit it with your shape or whatever. And then they end up looking good on everybody because like it just forms your body really well. So that's that. So again, this waist trainer, I lost 30 pounds. This is why I had a waist trainer on in the sauna. That was one of them. Another one is, this is one of my best friends. This is one of my favorite pieces of my best friends. I take this everywhere when I'm on vacation, when I'm going out of town, when I'm on a road trip, like I don't care. I take this everywhere. So you can actually see this is also in the cart. And I believe too, up in the corner, is there like a little, there's 15% off right now. So not only are there hot deals, but they're 15% off. So also another thing that I did was I started incorporating more resistance on my workouts when I lost the 30 pounds. So I don't know what I was doing. I was just doing weird. I was eating whatever I wanted. I wasn't really working out hard at the gym. Your shape is so lovely. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, I'm actually going to read the questions over here. So that way I'm not. So these, obviously I know you guys have seen these all over Instagram, but I just feel like every woman in America and men too, because it does elevate your workout. You need this. Actually, let me take this off. So I'm not like, cause this, I have it tight. It will get you. So you're going to want to make sure, well, let me actually keep it on real quick. So put this on, right? So this is another way and reason why I was able to lose the 30 pounds, because even if you don't necessarily want to lift weights, this is still sculpting and lifting. And then as you're building muscle, like you're tearing muscle down so it can build back up, you're actually burning fat at the same time. I didn't know that 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 10 years ago. I had no idea. Make sure to also follow you guys as you guys are coming in. Make sure to follow and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Let me get a sip really quick. So number one, during that time of my life when I gained the 30 pounds, I was super stressed out. I was at a job that I hated. There was some personal things going on in my life that were contributing to my high stress. And then I just didn't know, I didn't have the knowledge to work out. Like I didn't know the right way to work out. Like, yeah, I went to the gym, but I wasn't really doing anything. And then I was always kind of like on the smaller side until I hit my later 20s. And then I was gaining weight like really easily. And I wasn't used to that. But because I didn't have to know what to do to work out, because I was naturally smaller in my early 20s, I was like I just was confused. I found myself like overwhelmed, confused, and it was contributing to my stress more because I'm like, why am I gaining weight? But I used to be able to just like go on the treadmill and have a six pack, So I know a lot of other women and men are dealing with this too. So yeah, so you're going to want to make sure to get one of these. And you could do, there's so many different things. You hit the squats with these. You can obviously, hit the kickbacks with these. Also too, like when you're here and you like go to the side and kick out that way, these are really, really like a hard one, high resistance, but you can like kick out that way. And that like starts to like build like the shelf part right here. Like, like this part that people are always trying to get, that starts to build that. kicking out this way. There's so many, but I'm not gonna, and my heart rate's starting to go up, which is good. That means I'm doing the right thing. So this game changer, definitely make sure to tap in with this. I'm going to be like also sharing on, that's why you're also going to want to follow or send my page to anyone that's like really trying to get their health together and really trying to just make some changes in their life and level up and just like really try to figure it out for them. You're going to want to make sure to follow because I'm going to be, I recorded over 100 hours worth of content on my phone of me training with a master trainer. So, oh, I feel like I can breathe. That was like really, really tight. So, I was training with the master trainer. So I was starting to do my own research 8 years ago, but then the last 2 to 3 years, I started really getting into like actual bodybuilding. Not that I want to be like this massive bodybuilder. A lot of women and men, or a lot of women think that like bodybuilding is like you're going to get bulked up, and bodybuilding is just like literally you just build muscle, you put muscle into your body. I don't care to be bigger at all. I just want to be toned and like lean. So I'm actually, I have a goal. My birthday is at the beginning of February next year. So I have a certain goal for myself. So you're definitely going to want to make sure to get this. Okay. It's not a joke. This is a real deal. It's selling out. Every time I end up going on live with this, they sell out. So it's not like there's a couple people that hit me up in the DM and they're like, oh man, like I saved it because I wanted to like, check out some other things. This particular product, the waist trainer is not one of those kind of products you want to do that with. Like you just want to kind of get it and then it's an investment and you have it for a really long time. Like I've had this other one. This one's not in the cart, but I wanted to show the comparison. This you saw wrapped around my whole body all the way from here, all the way down to here. This one only works right here. It only works just, it's a small distance. One thing I will say, you can wear both of these in the sauna, but I've just, since I have this and it still works, like it's still in good, decent condition, I'm going to wear this one in the sauna and then I'm going to keep this one like for around the house or whatever. Or, I have a funny story. I wore this at the airport, because I wanted to like arrive snatched to my destination. And I got like, they were like, yeah, you need to step to the side or whatever when I went through the machine. And then I guess like it was alerting them that I had like a bomb outfit on, like literally like a bomb device on. And I'm like, no, I'm just trying to be snatched. It was so embarrassing. I had to lift up like in front of everybody and like show that it was just like a waist trainer. And then I had to like take it off. And I'm just like, I'm over here trying to get snatched on the low because I had like a cute, like big sweatshirt on and like some cute like leggings. So no one knew that I had the waist trainer on. I just wanted to come and say hello. Hi, hello, hello, hello. So that was like hilarious, but I'm going to be dishing out all my secrets. I've just like decided, because I was like, oh, maybe I'll put it like in an ebook, because I do have an ebook that has all my secrets in there that is available. But there's other things that I've learned because every year you learn more things, right? And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do a part 2. But my part 2, I'm just dishing out. So if you want to know my foundational things that have gotten me to look 7 to 10 years younger and has literally worked for women all over America. The reason why I wrote it is because the book kind of wrote itself actually, because I was giving out my tips and it was working for women. So I put it in the book. You can actually click the link in my bio when this live is over. So again, send my page to anyone that, is going to be interested, and make sure to tap in because I'm going to be talking a lot more about health, fitness, and mindfulness and all the stuff that I've learned. Next thing that I did was I learned about gua sha and I learned about wood therapy on your stomach to lose the 30 pounds. Okay. So again, a lot of my weight that I had gained, I didn't know this at the time. It wasn't necessarily a lot of fat. I think I probably gained like 15 pounds of fat, but I think like I was holding on to like an excess of 15 pounds of water weight because I was just so stressed and I probably wasn't drinking enough water. I was commuting a lot. Okay. So this, I found it. It's a really good deal right now. Let me see. So right now, because I purposely found this one and it's on a hot flash deal. It's $5.90. Usually like you can get the whole pack, like the whole setup, and like this whole thing, right? Like you can get the whole entire set, but they have this one individually. And usually when you buy it separately, it ends up being more expensive. But I wanted to hook you guys up. I found this one. And it's on a flash deal. So you're going to want to make sure to get that. This one also sold out. There was other sellers that I was able to find pretty quickly. This one is number one, sells out, this bad boy right here. But this one, it sells out quickly too, but I was able to find some more, and there's a flash deal on it. So it's $5.90. And so what you do with all these contraptions, and this works. You just have to do it consistently. And again, you guys, you know about the sauna. You need some oil. So I have my, the top fell off. I have my castor oil. So I have some of that too. You're going to want to make sure to get healthy, safe oils. You don't want to get a ton of oils with like all these like words in it that you cannot pronounce. It needs to be 100% natural, or as close to 100% natural as you can get it. So this one is the Jamaican castor oil. And I also use coconut oil. You can use olive oil. You can also use almond oil, jojoba oil. So I have my castor oil. So I'm going to put that on my stomach area really quick and show you. I also do this on the back of my legs. So this is part of why I did all these things. And now they're all just so embodied in what I do that like it may seem like a lot to somebody else, like, well, you did all that, but I mean, I just like what you do, you habit stack. So if you're watching a podcast, you might as well do wood therapy while you're watching a podcast. If you are waiting for something to cook in the kitchen, you might as well hit the wood therapy while you're in the kitchen, right? If you're playing with your kids or you're watching your kids play, well, you might as well be playing with them and kicking the ball with them and doing your wood therapy. Like there's just things that you can do to habit stack. Okay. So you take this, you take your oil. I also have a really good oil, the Jamaican oil pinned in the cart as well, if you want to check that out. And I'll also have it for everybody else on YouTube down in the description. So, again, during that time, I was really stressed out, and that was part of why I gained the 30 pounds. And I don't think I really realized that stress will literally make you look completely different. It will puff out your face. It will inflame you. It will give you digestion issues. It will give you heart, blood pressure issues. Also, too, high stress can lead you to wanting to indulge in sweets more, which when you have more sweets, it spikes your glucose levels, and then it could lead to being pre-diabetic. Like, I didn't even know this, but there's so many people in America that are pre-diabetic and have no idea. That's how bad it's getting with the amount of sugar that people are eating. So, and I'm going to get to my next one. My next one's really, really good. The next method I use to lose the 30 pounds and never gain it back, right? Again, I'm headed toward the next decade that starts with a 4. That's where I'm headed now. So, and if I've been able to maintain and get the weight off, you can get it off at any age. You can get it off at any stage. You just have to like implement a couple things and become embodied with it. And then it just becomes part of your ritual, and it becomes a part of your lifestyle. And then you're roaming around life with peace and tranquility, and you're just doing your routines, and you're just doing, and then all of a sudden 90 days later, you're like, oh my God, I look like I'm not even the same person anymore. So it's interesting too, because as I've spent more years on the planet, I actually like my body better now than I did when I was in and I loved my body in my early 20s. You can't really beat that, right? Like your late teens, early 20s is like, but now when I look back at pictures, I'm like, I actually like love my body more now. So you can, even though you're going to have a different body in every decade, you can actually find more love and genuinely just like your body better on a physical level. Like you can just like look in the mirror and be like, I actually think I look better. So you just have to learn how to work with your hormones. And stress, we wear it more as you continue to spend more years on the planet. As you continue to age, our bodies, it just reacts to stress differently. And we're also not as active too. Like when you're, a teenager, you're jumping around more, you're moving around more, maybe you're on a sports team, you're just doing more, and then all of a sudden you turn 18 and we don't even realize it, but we all of a sudden become more sedentary. And so when you're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, you don't really notice it. And all of a sudden when you hit 27, 28, going into your 30s, it seems like people gain a lot of weight going into their 30s. But if you really think about it, your lifestyle is so much different. So if you just stayed active, you more than likely would not gain as much weight. So you just literally go through each side. And what you could do if you're like completely lost and you're like, I have no idea how to use that thing, and I kind of like do a rotate thing. And of course you want to go down here, but I have my my leggings on. But you really want to get down here. It gets the inflammation out. Again, this one sold out really quickly last time I was on. So what you can do is they have, there's whole YouTubes on wood therapy. And there's like these Asian women that are just like doing it, and you can just follow them. You can just put on some music, or like you can mute the YouTube and then be watching your podcast and then just be doing the wood therapy. You could even have a wood therapy, like, see how the blood's flowing? The blood's flowing to my stomach. You're also stimulating the collagen and stimulating your skin too. So it just ends up like making your skin look really youthful, because you're like activating it. Like, because you know how like a lot of times when you sit down and you see a lot of women, like you could tell their age, because like when they're sitting, it's just like the skin just looks weathered on their butt and their thighs, because they're not doing anything to activate it, right? Of course, if you sit down all day. So I started noticing that on myself. I was like, whoa, the back of my legs are starting to look different. What's different? And I admitted, I was like, I sit down more than I ever have in my life. So I'm getting back to the 10,000 steps a day, right? Because I don't want my body, like we're all going to age. It is what it is, but like I can still do more. So, you don't want your body to start to atrophy. So you can just do the 10,000 steps, right? So the whole set, so this one, go in the sauna. This is a game changer too. And I can't really do it now because I did it better in one of my other videos, but you do the vacuuming. That's another game changer. So I can't really do it because I just ate like a super early dinner, but like you suck in and then it's funny because I can't even barely suck in now. And on my last live, I was able to suck in a lot. Like some of you might've been on my last live and from a couple days ago, and it was like really sucked up, but I had lunch, or like a late lunch, early dinner already. So yeah, so these things, again, this one is selling out fast. This one's in the cart. All these are, if you want to click the cart, there's a 15% off on top of the hot deal. Like all the ones I put on here right now are mainly hot deals. Like over half of them are hot deals. Like this one is only $5.90, and it's usually double the price. This one's only $5.90 right now. This one I'm shook. This one is $17.28, and there's a 15% off coupon if you click on it and use it through my live. It's usually $26. So it's $17 right now. It's usually $26. I mean, that's getting this, and it's like you have it for like arguably forever, depending on how well you take care of it. So also too, in regard to the oil, this, speaking of like wanting to look younger really fast, okay, obviously you need to sleep, you need to, do all those things. But I put this under my eye, this Jamaican castor oil, which again, I have it linked down in the cart area. It's really good for a few things. So it helps with anti-aging, wrinkles, and it's a very, it's not a thin, watery oil. It's a very thick oil, and it's really good for your hair. So I'll put this on my eyebrows because I've always had really thin eyebrows, and I put this on my eyelashes to grow my eyelashes back. And I've never really had like super long eyelashes, but they were decently like long enough to where I put mascara and people would see my eyelashes. But I started wearing fake eyelashes, like, you know, like everybody does. And I loved it, but then I would obviously have to take them off, and then my eyeballs would be bald. I'd have bald eyeballs. Like, I'm like, this is not cute. So I just decided one day, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be bald for a year and grow my eyelashes back, because I just want to be able to wake up and like wash my face how I want to, and like not have to worry about fake eyelashes or nothing like that. And so what I did was I put the Jamaican castor oil. Again, you could put this here and use this for this too. But in order to look 7 to 10 years younger, like people constantly think that I'm 7 to 10 years younger than my age, you use oils and you put it under your eye. So you can get, of course, like an expensive eye cream, and those work. But if you pair it with like a Jamaican castor oil, you can, first of all, you can stretch out that eye cream, and then you can like maybe do the eye cream one night and then do this eye cream one night and do this, right? This also works really well with forehead wrinkles. Okay, you want to get the forehead wrinkles, and what you do is you could do gua sha with the face. Oh, I don't have my gua sha stone. Oh man, there's so many other things. I'm going to do a part 2 on this, because there's actually a couple more products that I use that are in my gym bag, because I use them while I'm in the sauna. But it's the suction cups. But you can do the suction cups and you can do the gua sha. This is it's half this size, the other one that I use. But this is basically the same thing that you can do on your body. And again, you just like go, you know, literally like this is the one that really gets in there. Like when you really want to go slow and go like in between all the different abs and like get out all the inflammation and do all that. So you can also like in your décolleté area, you can, you know, push to the side, push to the side. Also like bringing it up, everything toward like your heart. You just want to think of everything goes toward your heart, everything. So you want to go down to the side and then up. But like for this one, you just want to like really just shake up the fat. So what I also do to look 7 to 10 years younger, and men can do this too, is get a gua sha stone, or you can get this one too. This one's also linked. And again, right now they're all on hot deals. You take this and you literally break it up right here. And first of all, it's just like really stress relieving. And again, it's the gua sha stone's smaller, but you like go through and you can, so you don't go this way. You like break up the lines this way. And then a suction cup is really good because it like sucks it up, and then you go, I'll do it on my next live. I'll show you guys the ones that I use, and you guys can get them too. So gua sha is really good. You know, you go up this way and then go down. Up. If you also want to get the jaw, like a lot of times what happens is women will give away their age because of the way that this area looks. Okay. So let's just keep it real. We're having a real conversation, and men too. Sometimes men will even be like, oh, I'm looking puffy. Well, it's because we're all like inflamed. And again, a lot of times we're not drinking enough water. So you can see it in our face. So in order to like get rid of that, you do things like gua sha. So see how, like, I wish I had my other picture. I just need a whole template of stuff next time, but I need to print out some pictures. But when I went to Egypt, I saw my face and like this whole area was like super inflamed. And it was because I was really hydrated. I didn't sleep on the plane. And like I wasn't really drinking water when I was out there because we were just so excited to like go to the pyramids and like do all these amazing things. And I saw it in my face. And so you just take the gua sha and you go boom, down. And you could also do it with your fingers too. Like say if you like don't have your gua sha on, you could do it with your fingers. But if you're like, oh, I want the, which I prefer the tool. You can, again, my gua sha tool's in my gym bag. And I do it in the sauna. That's another way. But a lot of women and men give away their age because they're very inflamed in this section. And so I know you guys, when you guys see like, because I can even do like some gua sha right there and like really like, you know, and then go down. And then again, this is not the right this, I don't use this one on my face. You can use this one on your neck though. This one feels really good on your neck. Actually, it also helps get rid of the lines that we all are starting to get from looking at our phone so much. If you put some oil, again, the castor oil, it's linked in the cart. Just lube up your neck. Okay. Also, too, make sure to follow as you guys are coming in. Make sure to follow. And so what you can do too, so see how I just put the oil on? And then what you do is you take, like you can do your knuckles, you can do the gua sha stone, and then you can take your finger, like your knuckles like this, and then go down, down. And that's how you just start to get this whole area like deflamed. And that'll also make you look a little younger too. So you could probably knock off a couple years just by learning how to do face yoga. There's tons of face yoga out there. I'm still on my journey with learning face yoga, but I pretty much know the basics now with the cheeks, the jaw, and then making sure to go down, right? Cheeks, jaw, down. Okay. And also going in the sauna and just doing this. And then also too, like, you know, those lines. See, like I'm headed for the next decade that starts with a 4. And like, I don't really have those lines. You know how usually like there's those crazy lines or even the smile lines, right? Like if you notice, I don't have those because there's also, when you do the gua sha, you can really get in this area and you like really, oh, there's another secret. Oh my gosh. I have it right. It's okay. It's not linked, but I'll just show you guys anyway. So this is a game changer too. Frownies. As you can see, I've been using them. So frownies. So you can actually go to sleep with the tape on. So if you do all these combinations, you can go to sleep with the tape on. And you know, that's 8 hours of the wrinkles going the opposite direction, right? So when you're sleeping, so get some of these. They're frownies. I think you can get them on Amazon. So there's that. But the smile lines, if you notice, I don't have the smile lines that most people are usually getting when they're headed to the next decade with 4 on it. It just makes me feel, I just like to say it like that. You know, if you notice, I don't have those. They're not like pronounced because I do the gua sha. And of course, if you do it once, you're not going to see nothing. If you do it for 2 weeks, you're not going to see anything. If you do it for a month, you see a little bit of something. You got to do these things for 90 days. 90 days. What's your question? For a second, I thought she was Maya, the same. Oh yeah, I get that every day of my life. I get that. That's funny. I actually love that. I take that as a compliment. She's actually in her 40s and she does a lot of the same stuff that I do. The vegan lifestyle, the more plant-based lifestyle, obviously, you know, staying away from alcohol. Alcohol will really age you. It just will. So I get it. Turn up, do what you want. But if you drink a lot of alcohol and you're expecting to look 7 to 10 years younger on a consistent basis, it's going to be damn near impossible to do while also drinking because it literally dehydrates you. And what does our skin need? It needs hydration. That's how you look younger. Because your skin starts to look supple, it starts to look radiant, it starts to look vibrant, it looks bouncy. You know, it doesn't look like but when you drink alcohol, you know, that's why when you wake up the next day, you're looking haggard, drawn down, bloodshot eyes, bags under your eyes, you know, inflamed neck, like just like this inflamed, like I can always tell when people had a rough night the night before because they just bloodshot eyes, the bags under the eyes, all the inflammation in the neck area. It's just a no. So you're going to want to do a lot of the things that I said, which is, it's all in the cart. All my secrets are in the cart. Like, I'm not going to put this in the ebook. It's in the cart. This is the free game right here. This is the free game. If you want to look 7 to 10 years younger, and again, I'm going to be 38 in 2 months. I'm going to be 38 in 2 months. So I know a couple things or two about looking youthful and going into the next decade of your life, right? I have hundreds of tactics, but I'm sharing like 20 of them right now. So you're going to want to make sure to follow. You're going to want to make sure to send my page to anyone that can benefit. Obviously, you want to stay hydrated. That's how you also go into the next decades of your life looking youthful, is just these little things that add up. They compound over time. It's a compound effect, right? So you may not, it's like you take a couple bricks, right? You take a couple bricks, you add them on to each other, and you don't really see much, right? It's like, okay, cool. But then all of a sudden you put the bricks on, and now you have a whole structure, right? So, and now you can do things with that structure. You can live in that structure. You can have a business with that structure. What's your other question? 1970s, 80s, the years of my life. I always stood tall in folks' housing, these community. Awesome. So again, these are some things that I did, and I cannot stress enough, if you want to look 7 to 10 years younger and keep the midsection down, you're going to have to move your body. I think it's sad that people don't have the energy to move their body, or they're find excuses not to move their body, or they talk themselves out of moving their body, or it's like we weren't designed to just move our body as children, and then at 18 we just become atrophied. We start atrophying. We're actually supposed to speed up. And I know that it's almost like there's like this disconnect between the energy level and as we spend more years on the planet, but you have to figure out ways to activate that energy and have it every year on the planet. You just get more and more energy. And I know I know this man. He's one of my mentors. He's in his 80s. He has no health issues, rides his bike. Literally, he went to during the whole COVID time period, he went into the doctor. They had his information on file, and they're like, we need to, do the jab on all the, I just don't want to get flagged, on all of the seniors or whatever. And so he showed up, and they were like, well, we're looking for so-and-so, so-and-so. This doesn't, he was like, no, that's me. And they saw his age. They're like, no, because everyone his age was over here and had walkers and wheelchairs. And he was coming in just with his cool little outfit on, with his hair comb, with his little dog. He has this beautiful, cute little Yorkie. And he just was living his best life. Hi, yeah, I'm here, for the appointment. And they're like, he looked like he was 60. He looked like he was 58, 60 years old, the way he was moving, talking. So, and he just has so much energy. I mean, I had to keep up with him. So I just was like, oh my gosh, he is. So there's so many things. If you just have reasons to move your body, you have reasons to live, you have reasons to keep your stress low. You find love and joy in life. You get rid of old past trauma. You do your inner work. You pray, meditate. You drink, yummy, amazing juices and waters. And, of course, indulge every once in a while with alcohol, if that's your thing. But every day, you don't need to do it, right? And people will be like, oh, well, the Italians drink alcohol they drink their wine every day. But I actually looked deeper into that. And they do. But in America, we're drinking gauntlets. We're drinking literally, I don't have a wine glass with me, but it's like this. Their wine glasses are like this. So, yeah, they may drink that every day. They might have 2 little things like that equals out to half of this that we drink. So, they have that and they're never really getting slaughtered, right? It's just this little kick, right? Just this little takes the edge off, this little boost. But Americans, our culture is go hard or go home, bigger, better, more food, more alcohol, more weed, more, everything's big, big, big. And then we're just getting bigger. We're, it's just a lot. So don't do that. Just calm back down. Don't use that as an excuse. So, don't use that as an excuse. If you're going to drink every single day and you want to be like the Italians, you're going to need to drink, it's just a couple ounces. It's not a 9 ounce, gauntlet or whatever. So those are some other things I did to lose the 30 pounds. When I was super stressed out and working a lot, I definitely went to happy hours with coworkers. It was what you do, right? But we were all just trauma bonding. over alcohol, which was making it worse. So I stopped the happy hours. That was just like empty calories, waste of money. And then it would obviously make you not want to work out. And then it also messes with your sleep. So it's just like a lot of the things that we do in America, that's like encouraged a lot. It actually is like what's holding us back. So you have to take dominion over your life and call back your power and like figure out how to place those things in your life to make it work for you. So again, workout gloves. So if women, I know a lot of women are always like worried about, oh, well, I don't want to get calluses and things like that. Also men too. I know men want to keep up with their skin, just as I would hope. This is an 11-person live. Wait, this is an 11-person live. Can please stop acting like this is inspirational or something? Okay, so these are the gloves that I use. And the reason why I love these is because the back of the hand is out. So do this. That's why I love these. So a lot of times, like when you're lifting weights, what you do, it's like the gloves can be very constricting, I feel like when you're holding, especially like for women, like when you're really learning how to build muscle. I didn't know this, but if you really want to build muscle and lift your glutes and all that, you're going to have to lift heavier. And so when you lift heavier, obviously that takes a toll on your hands. So you're going to need to get some gloves like this. And I found that when I was using, I had these other gloves and I just felt like the gloves, like they were making me like not hold. Let me see. Like imagine if this was the weight right here. Like I felt like I couldn't like close my hand all the way. This one, I feel like, I just feel like it's a hand. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Let's see. If anyone in the live is not into what I'm talking about, you're more than welcome to exit the live. Okay. Let's see what else. This is how I feel when I go up on weight. And yeah, exactly. So that's why you need one of these gloves. I mean, personally, I feel like this was a game changer for me. I can't even believe I was like, I went through 8 months of training with a master trainer. And like when he started really having me lift a lot of weight, I was using just like my own hands. I don't even know how I was doing that now that I think about it. Because it hurts when you just have when you just use your own hands. But then when you have like the other gloves on, like the thicker ones, like it just wasn't working. So these are like the perfect medium. And I've had a lot of success with it. So definitely tap in. I feel like these ones too are really good stocking stuffers. So let me see, how much are these ones going for? These ones are so these ones aren't on sale, but there is a 15% special coupon that you can use from getting them from my live if it's something you wanted to do. But I feel like this is a really good stocking stuffer for somebody that really is trying to like lose weight. Good evening, Princess from San Francisco. Hello. Good evening. So yes. Again, this is what I use to lose 30 pounds. Gotta lift weights. I hate to admit it. I used to be against weights when I was in my early 20s. I'd be like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to get bulky. I don't want to be like a man. I don't want to do all that stuff. And then now I'm obsessed with it because I didn't even know this. You know, when it seems like people are always posting like that they're once they get into the gym life, they're always like posting about it and they're there. Well, what happens is when you actually start to lift weights, your body gives off endorphins that literally give off like the happy feeling. Like you flexing your muscles and like contracting your muscles and like putting resistance on your muscles, it actually releases like a chemical reaction in your body that makes you feel younger, more energy, all that. So that's how, if you're lifting weights correctly, you should actually be almost like energized after you work out rather than like really beat up. Of course, you might have like a really heavy leg day or like a really heavy upper body day if you're really trying to like gain, gain or get your gains. But, if you're doing like your general weightlifting, it really shouldn't be like, oh, I'm just done. I can't move, all that stuff. Also, you want to make sure that you're staying super hydrated. So the gloves, let me see. Oh, also too, if anyone else does content or if anyone else is into content, I feel like this is also a game changer. I also have this linked. It's super easily priced, but, fairly priced. So there's one left that's for $4.95. And then there's another one left for $10.95, but that one's 50% off. So that one's a little bit more higher quality. And it was $20, but now it's $10.95. So if anyone's into content or you like doing live videos or you want to get into content, there's little things that you can do. Oh my gosh, I didn't have my light on this whole time. That's okay. Actually, let me just turn it on now that I noticed it. There's little things that you can do to elevate your content. Like right now, I didn't have my light on, but whatever, it's okay. Boom. So got better lighting. You're like, you can arguably have like a fuzzy video and then really good audio and people will still listen because it's almost like it's just like the radio, right? But if you have really bad audio and even if the picture is perfect, you can't understand what people are saying, it's not going to be good. So you should definitely get one of these. Yes, absolutely. If it's on your heart too. So this is also a really good stocking stuffer, like for a niece or nephew. If you notice that they're really into like content creation, this would be like a cute little surprise for like a little gift or whatever. The microphone. So any questions so far about like anything that I've talked about? I know a lot of you guys that follow me on TikTok and have followed me for a long time on TikTok, you guys were used to me doing silly, funny videos with my grandma. And that I loved that season of my life. I'm obsessed with it. I'm so happy I have hundreds of funny videos that I get to look back at for the rest of my life and show my future children and all that. But I don't make those. She passed away and I don't make those funny videos anymore. So I know some of you are like, oh, wow, she's like talking about motivational, inspiring stuff. And she's like life coaching us. And that's my path now. And that's what I do for a living. So if that does not align with you, then you can block yourself from my page or you can get off my page or you can just turn off the notifications and just never come back to my content because that's not, I'm still a silly, funny person, but I'm not going to be doing like those kinds of videos or like overly sexy videos or any, like if you're looking for anything like that, this is not the platform that you're going to enjoy that on. It's going to be stuff about elevating yourself, getting your wellness together, getting your fitness together, getting your mindset together, getting your habits together. And it also tells me a lot about you as a man. Any man that's on a woman's live talking about what the hell is she talking about or saying something sexually, inappropriate or like saying, like literally commenting over and over with ignorant stuff. It shows me that you literally don't have your money together. It shows me you don't have your credit together. And it shows me where you're at with the type of man that you are, because most men that have their shit together are out building empires. They're out getting they're running their businesses. They're out with their families. They're out having quality time with their homeboys talking about dope stuff. Like they're not on a woman's live. So if that's what you do, you're already telling me about yourself. So you can continue. I'm just telling you that this platform now is now about health, fitness, wellness, mindfulness, and beauty. So if that does not align with you, you can comfortably exit off of my platform and we're both then not wasting each other's time. All right. So there's that disclaimer. Okay. So any other questions about health, fitness, mindfulness, anything that I'm talking about? Also, too, make sure to follow make sure to like, make sure to share my page with anyone that is aligned with this information. That would be beautiful. Anyone else, like, have any of you guys like been struggling with weight gain, yo-yo dieting? Have any of you guys been struggling with stress, depression? Oh my gosh, I had a really great, on my YouTube, I had a really great conversation about depression today. Some of you guys might want to check it out, but if anyone, and I know we're diving deep, when we're supposed to be talking about losing weight, but the thing is, it all is tied together. When you're trying to lose weight and you're on the path of wellness and health and like really healing, you can see it obviously in your physical body. So we were talking about how like some people when they're depressed, they gain weight. Some people when they're depressed, they lose weight. And so at the end of the day, again, I'm happy to answer any questions as I'm explaining these stories. I'm happy to pause my story and answer any of your questions. But things like this are stress relievers, by the way. But when you are depressed, some things that you can do, because in my early 20s, I was super depressed when I graduated college. I got down to like, I was a type of person that when I was depressed, and I didn't know this because that was the first time I think I ever had, that was the first and last time I had been depressed in my life. But I lose weight rapidly. I get no appetite. I don't want to sleep. I don't want to eat. And I have no appetite. I'm just like stuck like that, like with no intaking of energy. I just was stuck. And so I was like a functioning depressed person at that particular time. It was the age of 22 to like the end of my 20s. So like 22 to 23, I was like depressed. And how I was able to get out of it was doing things like this, right? Like being present, working out, tapping into my wellness, journaling. And the biggest thing I would say is if someone is watching this and you are depressed or you are coming out of a depression or you feel like you're going into one, all that means is you need deep rest. Okay, so depressed essentially means deep rest. So you know when people are depressed, they like are depleted, they're retracted, they don't have a lot of energy to do things because the body is trying to talk to you and say, hey, look, we need you to slow down. We need you to be still because there's some things that you need to work on. You need to get your health back together. You need to get over your trauma. You need to, get on top of some things. And so a lot of times it can just, that's why people you don't really see like, and actually you kind of do sometimes see like it seems like they're happy depressed people because they're just high functioning depressed people, which I think that's what I was at that time. But now when I look back and at that time, we didn't have all these terms that we have now, like mental health and, making sure to stay on top of your, not get anxiety and stuff like that. We didn't have those terms then. It was just like, oh, I'm just not feeling it today. And it's like, oh, well, get your shit together. Come on, push through. That's what it was back then. And so now when I look back, I'm like, oh, like it was a big deal. Like I was really like, I had lost, my hair fell out. My hair, like my hair now, when I take it down, it's like all the way down to here. My hair was falling out. I literally was like a different skin tone. Like I was like it looked like a very like someone was dying type of skin tone. Like it was a very lifeless looking skin tone. I felt like my teeth were getting weak. Like I just was like I wasn't intaking any nutrients. So I was just getting depleted. And so what I did was I just started to learn to live in the moment and be very still. Be in the moment and be very still. And so once you're like in the moment and you're still, the past starts to fade away. The future, you're not really worried about it. You're just like concerned about right here. Okay. And then you start to be more appreciative. Like, okay, you know what? Oh, I'm just here in the moment. Oh, there's a picture of me and my family. That was a really nice moment. Okay. The next day, oh, I remember that trinket that someone got me. That was really nice that they thought of me. Okay. The next day, like it was like, I just became like in the present. Cause sometimes like when when people are very depressed, they're looping over and over of past stuff. So that's, just throwing that out there. Someone must have needed, at least one human being needed to hear that. I hope that unlocks something for you. And again, this page now, CianaSingh's page, is all about health, fitness, mindfulness, and wellness. So you're either on board with this train, or you can, not ever come back. Also, I had lost a lot of weight and I had no butt. And then it kind of like stayed that way for a long time. And so finally, I've always had like a shape or whatever, like, but I just like didn't have like, I felt like I just hadn't, this was just flat. Like it was just completely like I would turn to the side and there was nothing, but then I would be like this, and like, it was just flat. So even though I had shape, right? Like I had a shape, but this was just flat. So I then was like, I really want to like start to build my body up, right? Like I want to start to like gain muscle. And again, I have these, if you're a woman watching it, or, whatever you identify with, if you're into these sweats, definitely click the cart. If you are a guy on here and you want your girlfriend to get some of these, tap in. All my sisters on here watching, these leggings, they're just like, I just feel confident in them. Like, that's just the truth. Like they're a confidence booster. It starts to shape. You actually really start to see your gains. Like if you've really been working on getting some gains, you can start to see the difference. With those other leggings where there's just there's no slit, you can't, like, it just looks like one big like diaper or something weird. Like, so that's why women are obsessed with this, because you can really see you can start to see if you're like getting gains. Actually, I lost some of my gains, so I'm trying to get it back. So that's a whole journey in it of itself. So definitely, if you have a girlfriend, get these. And if you're a girl watching this, get these. They come in all different kind of colors. It's linked down in my cart as well. Yeah. So any questions? I do see that there are some people still watching. Also, too, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to comment and ask me any questions as well. I'm happy to answer. I read all of my comments. So definitely tap in. Also, too, if you're into hearing more of these topics about like health, wellness, leveling up, really just like trying to embody your next level, tap in with me over on YouTube as well. There's a lot more long form content like this. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for watching. And these are things that I use every day. And it's dope that TikTok now has, because I was always posting these like on my Instagram and on here. I would just post it and then be like, oh yeah, get this. But then now TikTok is like partnered with creators, and they're like, hey, look, if you use all these products, like you can link them to your videos and share them. And if, people get them from you, awesome. But this is me. This is what I do. Like, I've been using all these things for a long time. Oh, I didn't even show you guys this one. This one, if you have cellulite, this is going to get you together. Also, too, sometimes people have cellulite like in their stomach. And I love it because there's a lot of range of motion you can get. And this is like, whoa. This is how you get the back. And talking about stress, this is actually a stress reliever. And you can actually do this like if you have a friend, you guys can do this on each other too. But a lot of times people will pay like hundreds of, not maybe hundreds of thousands, but it can get up into the thousands really quick when you go to the, there's like spas you can go to, and then the women there will like do this for you. But it's really not that serious. If you just do it for 10 minutes, I mean, I love going to the spas personally. I wish I could go to the spa every day, but if you can just do this for 10 to 15 minutes a day, and again, you can focus on one thing at a time. Like, I know I'm throwing a lot at you guys as far as like how to lose weight and look 7 to 10 years younger at the same time. But all of these things, they're just part of my ritual now, so I don't even think about them. So for me, if you're like, oh man, I got to do that every day for 15 minutes, I'm like, I just find my hands reaching for it, like when I'm about to put on a podcast, because I'm obsessed with watching like anything about health, fitness, mindfulness, even like some of like the biology, like the science behind a lot of stuff I like watching. I'll watch a lot of like spirituality content, and then I'll just, instead of sitting there and just like doing this with my neck and like getting a nerd neck watching like, you know, content all day, not all day, but you know what I mean? I'll do this. So and it's almost like a reward. I'm like, okay, so I'll do this 7 minutes on one leg, 7 minutes on the other. And then my reward is I get to sit down and enjoy the rest of the podcast, you know? So, what are you guys saying? I have my other, I just want to know. Oh, I just want to know, you got some pretty, oh, thank you. With that leg, what do you do with that? So this actually gets rid of your cellulite. So this, you usually wouldn't, of course, TikTok will probably flag me if I'm like, just have barely any clothes on and I'm like in the camera. But you do this, you just put some oil on. You can get some, any kind of oil. I have a really good oil that's also in the cart. The castor oil, put it on the back of your leg. This will get rid of your cellulite. Do it for 90 days and and follow up with me and thank me and say, hey, oh my God, it actually worked. But that's if you do it for at minimum 5 days a week for 15 minutes, you know, at minimum 7 minutes on each leg. And you're literally really like, and you can go back and forth. You can do like 2 minutes on one leg and then 2 minutes on the other, 2 minutes, and like do five rounds. So 5 on this leg for 2 minutes, 5 on this leg for 2 minutes. What else? It won't flag as long as you have to be clear on what you're doing. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll maybe try it. I know usually I have like shorts on, like my last live when I was showing the wood therapy with shorts. It didn't flag or anything like that. But I wanted to actually show you guys these leggings because they're just so fire. Like they just are. So, let's see what else. Like you have to explain as you're doing it. You know, TikTok is sensitive. Yeah, it is very sensitive. Like if I'm just like sitting here quiet and I'm just like in a bikini, like on Instagram, you can do that. On Instagram, you can just be in a bikini and just have some music playing and like with a, you know, create a reel and have some music playing and just be like, do, and it's fine. But on TikTok, which is kind of cool that it's like, it's strict like that because it kind of keeps down like the wildness or whatever. And if you're really trying to learn, 2024, if you're not putting them, gosh, Insta is better. Yeah, it is a lot better with this kind of stuff. So yeah, that's what this is. If you're trying to get rid of the cellulite, like, see, what I would really want to do is like, what I really want to do is just be in a bathing suit and show you guys, and then like show you guys what it looks like now, and then show you guys what it looked like before. But like, I can't do all that on here. And I don't know. I don't know. I'll see how I feel. I'm going to meditate on that and see how I feel on maybe doing a post and then posting it like on Instagram and then, you know, funneling you guys to my Instagram or something like that. So also too, what are those pages called? They're like AMFR pages or something like that. Or it's like those pages that like literally like I was on there the other day and it was like girls playing. Oh, it kind of sounded like this a little bit. Like they had like these blocks and they were just like playing with the blocks. Like, I mean, it sounded way better. And they were just like whispering and they were like, oh yeah, that's really cool. That's nice. And like they had their, you know, I just was like, I found myself watching it. I was like, oh my God, I see why people are watching this. But, let's see. Oh yeah, okay, so ASMR. Okay. Yeah, those pages, like, they'll, like, what I could probably do is just like be in a bathing suit and then like be doing this and like, and then just be whispering, but I'm not, that's not me. I'm not doing all that. I like being in a bathing suit, but I'm not about to be on a live whispering. Maybe I might do a whole live in a whisper, and then just see if I get like thousands of people that are watching. Because it is, something about the whisper is like very calming and very nice. And it's like, yeah, so I do this and it gets rid of my cellulite really nice. And it's really cool because this also is a stress reliever as well. And so I just do this. And you can get rid of your cellulite. So, I don't know. Am I approved? I got to practice. I think I need to try out to be a ASMR girl. Some people are just born with that talent. I think I would need a lot of practice. But, any other questions about health, fitness, life in general, mindfulness? Nothing sexual, nothing like that. So yeah, you're going to want to make sure to get these. Again, last time I said this at the beginning of the video, but just for those of you that weren't on, this actually sold out last time I was on live. So I found these. Another seller had these and they're cheaper. It's the same exact one, but they're cheaper. They're on a hot deal right now. I believe they're like under $6. So this is really good. Again, if you don't want to get the whole set, you can just get one. Usually it ends up becoming more expensive, but because it's like on a hot deal, I think because it's like Christmas time, this is only like $6 right now. So that's really good. Oh, and then one last thing. Oh my gosh, there's so much. There's so many beauty secrets. And okay, so this is a game changer too. So I had no idea about ankle weights, which is crazy, but I didn't like ever care to use them. I would see them on people, never asked. Again, I was in shape naturally because I was a dancer. And then when I hired my master trainer, so when I hired my master trainer, what else are you guys saying? It does work on your back. Absolutely. Yeah, you can use you can use this part. I'm still going to show you guys that. But you can, make sure that doesn't fall. So you can, put it on your back. Ooh, and it feels good too. Are you kidding? Make sure that doesn't fall. So you can, put it on your back. Ooh, and it feels good too. Are you kidding? Hopefully I'm back. Okay, so you have to click out. Uh-oh, it froze. You have to click out and come back in. The live pause, I couldn't see it, but you don't gotta demonstrate again. This feels good. I don't mind demonstrating. Oh my God, this feels so good. I need to do this on my back more. Whoa. Oh, my hair's in the way. This feels like really good. Oh my gosh. I think you just put me on this. I was not doing this on my back. Like, duh. Yeah, so this feels like, forget the cellulite. This just feels good. Yeah, you did give me an idea. Yeah, this feels good. And then it's like, if you're going to do it, you might as well. Oh, and this is what I have done on my butt. So a lot of times, men, women, you have cellulite on your butt. it is what it is. So you can just do this on your butt. See? Right? And of course you wouldn't have any clothes on. So. And then you just do this. Yeah, this is, I'm like, forgot that I was on the live. Okay. So there's that, but this is the last one is ankle weights. If you're trying to lose weight and you don't want to go to the gym, get you some ankle weights. They go on your ankle. I'm not gonna, actually, maybe I will, hold on. So, and for men too, I feel like this is really good. If you're trying to like get your abs together, it's good for men and women, but I feel like men need to be challenged a little bit more with like doing ab workouts with the weight. So this is what it looks like. Okay. And there's so many different there's just so many different workouts you can do. Like, I'm not going to bore you guys with all that. But the ankle weights are not a joke. You can literally be doing this and do like a standing ab workout and like hit it with that. Whew. I already worked out today. Oh, at least you got them. At least you got them. You were persistent. You stuck to it. So the ankle weights are also in the cart. So for anyone else, I know there's a couple other like new people coming on. This fire. You're going to want to make sure to get this. This sold out. The two things that sold out last time I was on the live was because at the beginning of the video, there was like 300 people on. So this right here, these two. These are not ones you want to save and get later. These ones you just want to get them and you're done with it. And again, look up the reviews for yourself and then also look at the YouTubes. Like if you look at reviews and then people are like, oh, well, I used it and it didn't work. You don't really know like if they used it for the correct 3 months. Again, if you know you're not going to commit to 3 months to really get the fat off, because what happens is you could be working out as much as you want, but your body will not release this fat because it's there there's brown fat and there's white fat. There's visceral fat. Okay. So the visceral fat is like, there's different layers of fat pretty much. And so you're going to have to do some other things to really break it up. Like it just breaks it up and it moves it. And then especially when you then start to work out along with breaking the fat up, on your stomach. So if you notice, you're like, okay, well, I lose it in my arms. I'm losing it like on my legs, but like my stomach, it just won't go anywhere because you have a different level of fat that's really protecting your organs because of all the bad food you're eating. So, guess my ethnicity. Guess. So yeah, so you're gonna want to break it up. See, even me, like there's like this little tiny part that I'm just trying to get rid of. And I noticed that as I've done this over time, it's like, it's literally starting to get flat. So I feel like in another year, I could end up having like an 8-pack because like I'm actually getting rid of like this little tiny little layer. You can't really like, it's not like super noticeable now, of course. Like if I'm in a bathing suit, like I feel confident with my body, but there is like another like one last layer. And that's why a lot of women just end up going to get surgery because they're just like, it's so hard to get off. But if you just stay consistent with doing like your waist training, doing the wood therapy in the sauna or just with some oil and just really pushing that fat off and breaking the fat up, then you'll start to notice a difference and then you'll be addicted to it because then it just feels good. Yes, so that's one of them. So Indian, I'm half Indian with Punjabi, which you probably guessed because of my name. It kind of gave it away. And then black, of course. So yeah. So just do, and then when you're on the bottom, And then too, it's cool because you get an arm workout at the same time. So, right? Let me put this. And then you want to like, of course, if you ate, it's going to be harder, but you want to, but I can't even do it right now because again, I ate earlier, but I'll get on in the morning and you'll see like how much I can like really suck in. So that's that, guys. Thanks for tapping in with me. There were some weirdos on earlier, but you know, that's part of life. Also too, I appreciate everyone else that was like super responsive and respectful. I really do appreciate your time spending with me, you know, listening to the products and the advice that I give on health, fitness, mindfulness, on things to make you better. Oh, you're Black and Mexican? That's what's, my brother's half Black, half Mexican. We have the same mom and his dad is Mexican. So yeah, so definitely, you know, make sure to follow, make sure to like, make sure to share any of my stuff and tap in with me. I'm adding more stuff to my showcase and I've been loving finding hot deals because there's a lot of stuff like, so this is, oh, you guys, I don't know, Amazon is king right now, right? But where TikTok is winning is that creators are like finding the hot deals and it's like, it'll be this, Amazon used to be, is still where you find good stuff at a good price. But on Amazon, it's like even cheap. It's even half the price of that. So like when I used to, I had this in the cart, like the whole set in the cart for a long time for the wood therapy. And then I ended up getting on TikTok for 50% off and it's the same exact one. And it's like really high quality wood and all that. So I got the whole set. So you're going to want to tap in with me because I'm going to be posting a lot of hot deals. Chicago checking in. I came in. Peace and love. Hey, what's up from Chicago? Yes, you did give me, yes, you gave me the idea for the back. Yeah, you have to try it. I mean, you know, anything in life, like that's the one thing I can say being an older millennial or whatever is that's one thing I'm so happy that we have is we understand that it does take time to get things that you want and then it stays forever. Like it's like you build a fire ass foundation for it and it stays forever. So instead of having to get liposuction after liposuction or get surgery after surgery, like I'm not against any of that stuff, but like I know a lot of those girls myself. I live in LA. I know those girls that get the lipo and it's fantastic. They look beautiful. They look great, but then they're like finding themselves wanting more and more and more. And then they haven't developed. And then some of them are like, I kind of just wish I never would have gotten a surgery. I wish I would have just hired a trainer. Like the $10,000, $20,000 I spent on the surgery, I could have invested in a trainer and a meal plan for a year and had the body of my dreams. And then now your body's on autopilot because your body's now a machine, like working like a machine. Do you have a scheduled, I do go, you know, you asking that, I may start to have a schedule. I haven't before, but I really do enjoy going on live. So I may start to come up with a schedule. Lipo can be addictive. Yeah. So many deals these days because no one is buying like that's true. There is a lot of deals and no one's buying. The old school, I'm old school, staying in the gym hours a day. Yes, it's true. Just you earn your body. And then this is the thing. Like I've been eating whatever I want during holiday season, right? I'm not waiting till January 1st, December 26th, the day after Christmas, I'm starting again. And it's just like, I look forward to it. I love it, right? Like I'm not like, oh, well, I have to schedule my surgery. I have to spend another $10,000. And then like too, a lot of times with the surgeries, and again, I'm just repeating what the girls are telling me, right? Like, again, I don't care what, like, live your best life. Like, that's your body. This is my body. We're just, you know, you're over there. I'm over here. I don't care. But I'm just letting you know what these women are telling me that they end up like, it's like once you do one thing, it's like it makes something else really obvious on your body. So then you want to like do the next thing. And if you guys see me looking over here, it's because I'm reading your comments on my other device. But like they're like, oh well, I want to like tweak this now, and then they tweak that, and then they're like, oh my god, but now like I want to get my lips done, and then they do their lips, and they're like, oh, I kind of want to get them done again, and then they do their lips again, and then they're like, well now my jaw, but now like I want to get my lips done, and then they do their lips, and they're like, oh, I kind of want to get them done again, and then they do their lips again, and then they're like, well now my jaw. What are you saying? So one cheat day. Yeah, you know, it's sad because it is never enough. It's never enough. And I talk to these girls and or these women, and they're just like, you know, they kind of just wish again, like they never did it, and they kind of wish that um, that they wish that they would have just like locked in, did the hibernation season, and learned and developed discipline. Because this is the thing. This is another thing, you guys. It's another thing about lipo that they don't really, maybe they do tell you, I don't know, because I've never gone to a consultation, but from what I've learned living in LA. So when you get the fat sucked out, it's like your body, like it doesn't like those cells, like, or the fat molecules or the fat cells, they're no longer there to like be to grow. And I'm going to butcher this because I don't really know too much about it, but loosely telling you guys, you now no longer have the ability to gain fat here, which is like a miracle. You know, you're like, oh my God, that's a miracle. But when you're eating the same, it still has to go somewhere. So then what happens is a lot of women will be like, oh my God, now I like have a thicker neck, or now my arms get fat and they never used to get fat, or now I have back fat up here. Because even though you're sucked out here, it's like the fat still has to go somewhere. A lot of women are like, I never really gained weight in my thighs like that. Now my thighs are huge. Like, and then they'll like get the lipo in their thighs. And it just like, it's just like a never ending cycle of like getting like sliced up. And I just feel bad. And again, I actually like some of the things. Now I will say, I'll say this. There's been some girls I've seen that have gotten the lipo and they're really about their fitness life too. That looks fantastic because they have the discipline and they also have, you know, they got like just a couple nips and tucks or whatever. But because they work out and eat healthy, it just looks like a beautiful structured body. And I think that's great. But you can achieve that without, it takes longer, a lot more mental power, all that. But it is possible. Discipline will last a lifetime. Absolutely. Discipline will last a lifetime in every aspect of a person. Yep. And hold on. Come on. I get what you're saying. That's true. You can grow new fat with the lipo. Oh, so you can grow new. Oh, you can. Okay. So it still will grow back. It still can come back. Wow. Damn, that sucks. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's just not my thing. I thought about it because, you know, everybody was like, is into it. And I was like, do I ever want to just like get lipo? Because like there's, you know, again, like that really hard, like just stubborn fat that's just like a lot of women just deal with. And I was like, you know what? Let me just do it the natural way. And I'm happy with myself. I'm proud of myself. I'm healthy. I'm blessed. Like if I have a layer there that I'm just going to be working on for, you know, a year, I'm okay with it. Like I don't need to be sniggity snatched like tomorrow. Like I'm not going to I mean, maybe one day I'll go to the Met Gala. I don't know, but you never know. Life takes turns and put you in random situations. But like, it's not like I need to be in a bathing suit tomorrow. So like, I'm just going to just do it the good old fashioned way and, you know, just get it off the good old fashioned way and not like overstress myself. And then I actually saw, I actually saw lipo in person and almost passed out. Like I went with a human being. I'm not going to even say anything close to like a gender or the proximity of where this person is in my life, because I don't want to give away who this person is. But I was in the room with a human being that was getting lipo because they wanted, you know, I was happy to be there for support. They wanted me to be there. And I literally had to leave the room because I almost passed out. It was like one of those ones where you can like go get lipo like on your lunch break and you're like awake. And I just couldn't believe that you could like there was no anesthesia, like there was no, maybe there was numbing. I think there was. I think like they numbed the area and then they just went in with the stick and just started going like this. And I saw the stick like under the skin and I just was like, and you know when like they, like cartoons when they turn white because they like seen a ghost or something or they're scared, that's what I looked like. Like the life went out of my face. I was like so shook. Let's move this closer. A person comfortable in their own skin, don't need all that lipo. Yeah, so true. It's not natural. It's numbing the area. What up? Yeah, so you guys just do the gua sha, you know, just get if your mom is complaining, if your auntie's complaining, your sister's complaining, just do the gua shas, get in the sauna, walk your 10,000 steps, drink more water, put on the waist trainer belts that like this one's selling out super fast. Again, make sure to check it out in the cart while it's on sale and still available. Like just do it the good old fashioned way is my opinion. I'm always going to, you know, I'm more of a natural advocate. So I'm a natural advocate for myself. And if people want to team up with me, perfect. And for anyone else that wants to do lipo, I support you too. Like it doesn't matter. I'm not one of those girls that like bashes women for like getting their body done. I actually, again, I've seen some beautiful body jobs and I'm like, wow, you like that. Good job. They're getting better. Some, you know, the ones like the first wave of body jobs like looked, we all know what those look like the ant bodies, but they're way better now. So if people stay off social media and stop comparing themselves, that nailed it. So true. I'm actually going to take I don't want this to die. I'm actually going to take this. You can see my ring light. Because let me know if you guys can still hear me, because I need to plug in. This is on, what's like all in here? That's the light. Is this the light? Okay, that's the light. I just don't want this to die on me. So I'm gonna put in, this is about to die. So yeah, I mean, just, you know, that is so true though. Like the comparing, is just, it's really sad because that's, oh shit, sorry guys. I'm trying to actually like have this up while it's plugged in, which is weird because like the cord is making it do something like really weird now. I don't know if that's gonna even stay. Okay. Yeah, so hopefully you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? I think you guys can. Let me have this door open so it doesn't echo too bad. Yeah, it's cute at 25, not at, hey, hello. Hello. That is so true. That is so true. It is cute. It is cute at 25. That's true. You know, I'd be interested to see like the better body jobs now and what they look like in the 40s and 50s, just because in my opinion, I feel like the body jobs are a little bit better. But again, if you don't have the discipline, if you're smacking off cheeseburgers, you're smacking off French fries, you're drinking beer, you're taking shots of Hennessy, you're, you know, just that lifestyle, if you're doing that, and then you hit the 40, the 50, the 60 squad, like, and I'd just be curious to see what that looks like. Eat clean daily, stay away from the stress life with, yeah. And you know how you could also stay away from stress? Is the less comparison, the comparison that we do with each other. Even with men, like men do it too, where it's like, oh, you feel like you need to be further in life. And it's like, just build your own empire, lock in with your own stuff, get your own credit together, get your knowledge game up, get your wealth game up, like, you know, your wealth knowledge up, you know, schedule your appointments for your health, your fitness, your, you know, and just like lock in. You know what I did, you guys? Okay. I talk about this again a lot on my YouTube, but I'm shifting what my TikTok is about. It's shifting into my see, I knew this was gonna, it's shifting into my health, wellness, and mindfulness too. And, just bear with me, guys. And over here on my TikTok, I used to do a lot of silly videos. I'm like, that stage is, I mean, I'm still silly, but the reason why people like discovered me was because I was with my grandma, like being silly, and that's just, that era's over. She's transitioned. She's here with me in spirit, and she's here, you know, guiding me along, but that's not what this is about. Men should have mentors and men who want, yes, that's very true. That's very true. My favorite exercise is, oh, that's a tough one. Well, my favorite workout to do is two of them, and they're side by side, and it's kickboxing and it's dancing. And then the third, like, so those are two for tied for number one, and then number two is just is any kind of weightlifting. Like, I really love like pushing my body to the next level. Like, it's I do love that. So you already missed the 360. I did a 360 earlier when I was showing the products, and that's over now. So what else? I love that. A new body with old habits will not work. That's so true. That is so true. And too, people don't understand, like, when you're not eating healthy, you're not drinking your water, you're not eating your fruit, not eating your vegetables. We are a big soup of minerals. Vitamins are minerals and protein building blocks. So if you're not eating those things and you're just smacking off pizza and pasta and fries every day, and then you're wondering why you're super overweight and you have a tire at 50, or you're pre-diabetic, or you have diabetes, it's like, that's the one thing. I'm on this journey. I feel like I can speak to this because I'm actually successfully on this journey with my mom, and I took care of my grandmother who had dementia for 6 years straight, who was pre-diabetic. She actually passed away not having any sign of diabetes, so that tells me that me and my mom helped her get her levels back in order, and she did not have diabetes, end up passing away with diabetes. But Black people got to do better. My Punjabi people. I don't think I have any Punjabi people on here, but Black people got to do better with the eating, and I don't care. I don't care. Yes, turn up here and there. Yes, go in on the food here and there. Yes, you know, have your grandma's soul food cooking. But every day, like, you wonder why you're lethargic and you're tired. You wonder why you don't have any motivation to get your investing accounts up and even learn how to invest. You're wondering why you can't start a business on the side and get some extra income. You're wondering why, you know, you maybe your sex life isn't good. Maybe your relationships are not good because you don't have the energy to work on them. Like this I'm just saying it. And I love that I'm on the journey with my mom, who is a full Black woman who was raised by, she was raised in California, but our family's originally from Texas and from, Tennessee and from Arkansas. So that good old Southern cooking, that good old Southern mentality came over to California when they migrated. And my mom is 63 years old, and she is not signing on to that lifestyle. Yes, do we have soul food at a family get together? Absolutely, right? But is she going in on the fried chicken, the fried pork, the fried ham hock, the fried chitlins, like all that stuff? Like, this is what I'm going to say, and this is going to be kind of triggering for some people. So, a lot of the, okay, oh shoot, a lot of, so, a lot of the, okay, oh shoot, a lot of, stay. Hopefully it'll stay. Come on. Okay, hopefully will it stay. Okay, I'm just gonna say it again because I'm going through it. I'm a Black human being that is dealing with it with current family members, and we're trying to get the family healthier. So I want to, hopefully you see this as a gift and not like me, bashing. But a lot of the food that Black people are eating is slavery food. Black people are kings, queens, leaders, diplomats, doctors, inventors, technicians, and we were captured for 400 years. We got to get out of the mindset of, well, this is how we eat. Well, no. Slaves had to eat to survive, and they were eating the ends of the pig, the ends of the chicken, like whatever was left over, and they made it taste really good because who wants to eat the ends of a pig, like all that stuff, like all the bad stuff that was left over. Like I've never even had a whatever what a chitlins or it smelled too bad to me. But being in the South, they love it, and I'm not, again, I think that we need to start educating ourselves on like why did we start eating that? Why does no one else eat that? Why are we eating that? And we're eating it because that's the way how we had to survive. So yes, we had to eat that too. Like me and you right now, if you're a Black human being watching this, me and you are the descendants of very strong willpower DNA that was able to make it on that low, like that's how strong our bodies are, right? Because we're able to literally survive off of that trash kind of food. But then we're able to now we're out of that, and we're educating ourselves, and we're healing, and we're transitioning back to our kingly, our royalty mentally, right? Like, because some of us are still we're still dealing with traumas mentally from that, based on epigenetics, right? Epigenetics, we are still dealing with the trauma of our ancestors. So let's see. Salt and pork kills more Black people than absolutely. Mental reprogramming. Why are you eat vegetables when they spray poisons on them? I'm not going to have the conversation on that. You can build relationships with local farmers, and there's tons of local farmers. Go to farmers markets, make relationships with them, get their phone numbers, get their emails, and go to their farms. And a lot of them will actually let you pick the vegetables and bag them up. You don't only have to get vegetables at a grocery store. Everyone always has an excuse for stuff. And it's like, instead of just like throwing out things like that, well, why are you eating vegetables that's not solution oriented. Like, this is a solution oriented conversation. This isn't let's just like listen to one part of the conversation so I can only listen to the one part that I want to rebuttal just to say something. This is a solution oriented. So if you're worried about things getting sprayed, you can definitely go to a local farmer and build a relationship, and you can also grow your own food. So there's that. My family tried to get me to eat chitlins. Also too, I don't want to make sure I get flagged, so make sure to get these, because I still technically with the product. So make sure to get this. This is how I keep on point with my midsection. Yeah, chitlins. Okay, yeah. It says my family tried to get me to eat chitlins when I was a kid, never did. Yeah, I didn't even know, like, because I was raised in California completely, and my mom never made them. So I didn't know what chitlins were until I visited Tennessee and like visited that part of my family, and I was like, oh my God, no, those smell crazy. Like, no. Learn how learn how good is processed and the chemicals contained in bottled waters. Yes, and you can actually, like I do, I go to a local mom and pop water shop where they have their own Kangen water machines, which is ionized water. You can get purified water there. So Google, do a nice Google, a local Google, and see where there is mom and pop shops that are filtering the water, and then you can talk to them and they'll walk you through on how they're filtering the water, what they're doing, what their process is. You don't, of course, again, there's another solution. You can go, you don't have to just buy it from Walmart or from Target. So I found one. It's in Westlake. If you guys are in the San Fernando Valley area, I'm plugging that water shop. But if you just type in water stores near me, tons of them should pop up, and then you just look at the reviews, go and talk to the owners, and then just see, just see what they say, and that they're very knowledgeable. See if their place is clean. You know what I mean? Like, you really like analyze. Fast food. Okay, so what's going on? Why are you saying so much of what I've been saying? Fast food was really marketed in black neighborhoods because single moms didn't have time to cook. You're so right. I lived off, remember the 29 cent, 39 cent? Remember that? Oh my God, it was like Tuesdays was like 29 cents and Wednesdays was like 39 cents or something like that. So you wanted to make sure to like stock up. Like, it just was like 29. You have to really think, why are burgers 29 cents? Like, but we didn't have time to think, right? Because we were in, again, black people were healing, we're educating, we're starting to dissect, we're digging into truly what our history is about. I actually just figured out what tribe, my mom did the African ancestry, and so she figured out what tribe we're from, and so now we're going to do it so that's through my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, and then now we're going through my grandfather, and so we're going to figure it out. I'm half Punjabi, so I don't need to do the African ancestry for my dad's side, but my mom, so we're doing it from my grandma, my grandpa on my mom's side, so I just figured out where we're from. And like, we're healing. I'm not downplaying what we've been through, but we are now, we're 100 years, over 100 years out of like physical slavery. So now I think we're working on the mental. And I love that you said that it was marketed to single mothers, because that's so true. That was my reality. I definitely at 7, 8, 9 years old, definitely went to McDonald's all the time. And that's just what we had to do. But now we're more educated. Now we have more access. Now, we can cook from home. Now we can figure it out. And if you don't have a budget for it, create a budget. Stop going to Starbucks. Stop, figure it out. Look at your finances and see where you can cut down so you can buy better, higher quality groceries to heal your body. It's time. How I think about it is like our ancestors went through 400 years of physically being captured, beaten, our women, the captured women got the R word happening to them. Okay. So now we are the descendants of the ones that made it. Some bloodlines did not make it out of that. Some bloodlines they were done. Right? They died, starved, beaten too bad, jumped off the ship. We are the descendants of that. So now we owe it to our ancestors. Like, we are the survived of that. Like, we are the strongest bloodline that made it. God has us here. So now we can at least try to eat healthier. We can at least calm down on the drinking, calm down on the smoking. Like, I'm not saying don't live, but we could do better. Have you asked Jesus to come into your heart as your Jesus Lord? Holding a phone is even bad for you. So everything that's going on now isn't helping us live. It's true, actually. Don't do it. They misuse information given, and they allow police departments to use it. Can I see your shoes? That's so funny. We're talking about like health and food and healing our trauma and you're asking to see my shoes. Yep, tortured. Absolutely. Facts. Good. Good real food is healing. Yep. We're free now. Yep. We can make them proud of it. Exactly. That's the least we could do. Get off the video games for hours and hours. You know, women, get off the Instagram for hours and hours. Like, start the business. Start learning how to really cook from scratch again. Like, that's what I'm doing. Like, I was raised by, I mean, my mom and dad were both in my life my whole life, but I mainly was with my mom full time. So my mom was working her ass off, being an amazing mom, working overtime as a single mom. And so she didn't have time to cook from scratch. She didn't have time to teach me. So now I can do that, right? Like, I can teach them, like, okay, let me figure all this out from scratch. That's the one thing I can say, being half black, half Punjabi. I've seen the traditions held in the Punjabi culture because, you know, they weren't captured for 400 years, obviously. And I do see the beauty in, like, cooking from, you know, the true herbs, the true spices, like, really, like, you know, getting the tortillas, you know, from scratch and just really getting in there. Like, and there's definitely some black people a lot of black women that still do. But I think in general, like, they're cooking the old fried up bad oils way. Now let's transition from still cooking good food, but let's start to get a little healthier and cook the bad stuff every once in a while for like a season or, you know, like an event or something like that, but not every day. Did dancing make you have, I do believe that because I was a dancer first, I like when it comes to certain things, like there's a, I have this ankle weight on my foot, but there's like this where we go like that. And I feel like because I was a dancer, I can, like, sometimes I see people and they're like confused by the footwork. And there's like this one where it's like we do this and then we go 4 and then we go 4 and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, up, down. And I feel like because I was a dancer, I can, like, I think about some of the moves like they're dance moves. So yeah. So, you know, and again, even like this, for my women, if there's any women on here, this will also kind of like make you, it kind of helps with your cravings because you're like, it's so tight. So again, I don't want to go too long without talking about the products while I'm on the live with the products. But yes, if you use like little tactics like this definitely, like, my problem is sugar, or not anymore, but it was. That's why I gained 30 pounds and never gained it back again, because I embodied all of these tactics. But this was a big one for me because when I would like go to be hungry, or when I would be like ready to eat, and I'd be like, am I really hungry though? Like, I want to eat something, but am I really hungry? What was really happening is my body was having a craving. So people have to decipher between cravings and hunger. Okay, so you could be craving something, but then really like feel into your body and you're like, well, technically I'm not really hungry. I'm just kind of like craving something. And then all those little bites, all those little extra eating moments add up. Think about it. So you have high blood pressure, take a pill for it, then keep over salting food. Exactly. And then it's just like, get to the root of the problem so you don't have to take all the pills. Sugar is traditional food with a healthy twist. Absolutely. Like there's so in the Indian culture, don't get it twisted, it's a very carb heavy, especially because my father practices Sikhism, and they don't eat meat, and they're vegan. They're vegetarian. They still will have like some like cow products, and the tortillas, like over in India, it's a lot different. Over here in America, the flour is just different. So my dad actually like had to, my stepmom had to start to figure out how to cook a lot of the Indian food, but with healthier versions of everything, because it was like piling up on my dad too. So, sugar is more addictive than cocaine. Absolutely. It's famous. Yeah. And people will hear that and then just still have a ton of sugar, and that, like me. And then I ended up reaping the gaining 30 pounds as a consequence of that, and not wanting to actually admit that I had a sugar addiction. And that's how I was able to deal with stress, because people don't realize that they want to sweeten up their life, so they sweeten it up with food. They want their life to be better, more exciting, more colorful, more tasty, more. Then they, have a bunch of food. So, a bunch of sugar. So, yeah, India. I haven't been to India yet. It's crazy. I've been to Egypt. I've been to Egypt. I've been to China. I've been to the UK, and I haven't been to India. But I will go one day. I have not been to India. Every time my dad wanted me to go when I was younger, I just like couldn't because of school. But my brother and sisters, like, they would just pull them out of school. And my mom was like, no, I'm not pulling her out of school for a month. And then when I got older, it's just like time kind of just has been flying by, but I'm going to go for sure. Yeah, Egypt was amazing. Egypt is like, and even India, if you guys ever do go to India, not a lot of people know about the Golden Temple. It's completely made out of 100% gold. It's this gorgeous, gorgeous, like, site that you have to get your eyes on in person. I've been like really wanting to go. So if you ever go to India, don't just go to like the Taj Mahal, it's like known for the Taj Mahal. Go to Punjab and see the Golden Temple, and you'll just be blessed just like being there. There's so much history and spirituality and connectedness to God. So any more questions before I leave? I'm actually going to take a break and drink some water and drink some tea. I've been talking for this is a great conversation. I went from talking about products, talking about life and all that. So, great conversation, but my voice is getting a little scratchy. Best Indian song is Skechers. Have you heard of it? I don't think I have. I don't know the names to a lot of songs. I know, like, if I hear the song, I've probably heard of it, but yeah, tap in with me. This is what it is now. So, I talk about a lot of this stuff on my YouTube, like long form, but I just felt a calling to like open that portal up here on TikTok and incorporate the products, because I really do use a lot of these products that help me stay healthy. And then also it applies to real life, right? Like real topics, and we are using real products in real life, talking about real topics. So it kind of just all goes together. All right, well, thank you to all this 14 beautiful souls that are still on. Tap in with me. I'm going to be back very soon. I think Carlos is your idea. I might do a schedule. I don't want to promise anything yet. I may consider something like that at the beginning of the year, because when I say something, I love to commit to it. So I don't want to commit yet to like, oh, I'll be live at noon every day. But it may turn into something like that sooner than later. So I appreciate you asking that. My YouTube is, if you go in the link in my bio, I have my link tree, and all my links are there. Or for some reason, if you can't find it there, which you'll be able to, it's my same CianaSingh. It's just CianaSingh, and then it says embodypursuit, but I'm the only CianaSingh on there, so it'll come up, and you'll see my profile picture and all that. All right. Thank you guys so much for tapping in with me, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.